Green 80. Hey, 54, Ricky. Green is it.
Now Bortles. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
Green 80. Green 80. Watch 2. Watch 2. Check. Green set.
They'll toss it to Fournette. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
And he's got his man on the comebacker. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pickup there at 22.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue, landed.
Here's Hines. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Now it's Hines. And some room to maneuver. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
On the tackle, Tyrann Mathieu.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I don't think either one of us is surprised about who they just targeted on that one. I mean, they're going to try and get to him as much as possible. Off to a nice start, but unable to haul that one in.
Yeah, already looked his way a couple of times on this opening drive. Can't connect there. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Operating from the gun. Brock, and they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Yannick Ngakoue. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal. This a 43-yard attempt. And Bullock will put this one through. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Now Bortles, flushed out right. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And out across midfield down to the 45. A gain of 32 that time.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Here's a give to Fournette. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37th. That one good for 10 yards. And just like that, it's third down.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it. And boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup. And guess what? It's now third and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
Spread right, 72. Omaha. Let's go. 3
They'll try and run forward with Fournette. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. So add that tackle for a loss to the 2 that he had a week ago.
And you know what he's doing right now?
Smiling?
Yeah, definitely doing that. But he's also patting his guys on the back, his defensive front, because they're keeping him clean, meaning no one's getting to him as a blocker. He's able to run to the football, and the plays he's making, he's spilling them in the offensive backfield.
Good starting field position for him as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Footing's definitely going to be an issue because it's tough to make those quick cuts that you're used to making on a soggy track. In fact, a Hall of Fame runner once told me, cut on your heels in this type of weather. Gives you better balance.
All right, here we go.
To throw on second down. Brock, he's going to let this one go deep. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. And the return will stop right around the 25. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Let's go. 11.
To throw, it's Bortles. He's going to rifle one deep left side. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Set. Green 80. Lucy.
Bortles going to throw. Flush to his right. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
They begin the drive with Hines, and this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Brock. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They begin with a run by Fournette. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far. And after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Green 80.
Now Bortles. Over the middle, hauled in by Sharp. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a 1st down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
Hank. Lucy.
Bortles to throw on 2nd down. Eluding the pressure right. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
All right, now look at 56.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. 8 yards on the ground there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 2.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he is going to have the first down as he's up to his own 13-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Football's such a game of tendencies, down and distance, and on 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1, you're thinking, man, the fullback's probably going to get the ball. But when you get to 3rd and 2, most of the time that's either the running back or a pass play. So that's a nice tendency breaker by the offensive team there. Hand it to their big guy to pick up a first down.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. To throw on 2nd down. Brock. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They're calling a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Looking to throw. Brock firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A minute 58 to go in this first half of play. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now 2nd and 13.
3-19. 3-19.
From the gun. Brock. Oh, he's got a man wide open. Complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. He got 29 yards that time.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Over the middle, complete. It's Baker. Touchdown, Indianapolis. As his guys are in for 6, and the Colts are able to grow their lead. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Bortles. And his throw here's incomplete. The former first-round pick, Vernon Hargraves, the one who was there defensively.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Hey, set. 380.
Working from the gun. It's Bortles. He'll get this over to Westbrook. It's complete. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
Oh, always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Escaping the pressure right. 10 more there and another first down. First down now, but that clock rolling.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Now, before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
Hank.
On second down, here's Morris. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Final 12 seconds of the half now, as they've got it first and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game, as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. That's fielded in the end zone. Spins past him. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Meanwhile, a second quarter score from Carolina. And it's the Panthers there out to the early advantage. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. They go play action here on first down. They'll roll him out right. And this will be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here's second and 10 now from the 35. They run with Hines. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now third down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. A.J. Boyer with a pick, and he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Again, it's Fournette. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, second and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
On first down, Bortles. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. Here's Bortles to throw. That is caught at the 7. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Leonard Fournette. Stops short. Down at the 1. Had the broken tackle, but couldn't get it all the way home. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal. They get it to him running left. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. In for the score. And the Jaguars are back within a score. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Here's Hines on a toss play. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
To throw on 3rd down. Block. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Calais Campbell in there for sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez, standing just outside his own goal line. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. It's taken to the 26. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. And now out come the Jags. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back. Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now? The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Fournette on the toss to the right. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Bortles looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a 1st down.
Not too many teams will use a first-round pick on a tight end, so you know that when one does, he's got to be pretty darn special.
A small example of why they took him in the first round there. Nice little catch and run to get the good yardage. Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game. If they don't...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
If there's any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels.
Following the sack, 3rd and long for Bortles and the Jags.
All right.
Shotgun now for Bortles. He sets to fire deep, and he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Detroit!
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Back now in Jacksonville. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these 2 teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Brock under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Calais Campbell. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Operating from the gun, Brock. And he connects with Ebron. And he makes it all the way down to the 13-yard line. It's a big conversion on 3rd for the Colts. And even 40 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding, keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
This is Hines. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Nyheim Hines, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Colts add on to their lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, if there got to be casualties at times, we're trying to win a game.
Now Bortles throwing on second down. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Marquise Lee, the intended target. And it's third down. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
Hey, 81 right there. He's sneaky. Check that guy. It's all right. It's all right.
On third and long, it's Bortles. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there with his second touchdown of the game and fifth on the year. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. Lambeau on for the extra point. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So just a three-point game now as they send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. A little 360. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Okay, we got four. We got four. Let's go, fellas. We got four down. Let's go.
And they'll run it here. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Telvin Smith that time there to make the play. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
From the gun on third down. Block. And this is going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the second time. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars getting set to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now Fournette. And he's got some space here. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
They keep it with Fournette on first down. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. Throwing is Bortles. Flushed out right. The open man is Westbrook. And he'll get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A big play there. 68 yards. And the Jaguars have moved down in front here in the fourth quarter. They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. They have gone to the fourth quarter, by the way, in that game in Cleveland. And that is now a 2-touchdown lead for the Browns in that game. Another victory perhaps in the cards. They're looking as good as anybody as the playoffs draw near. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That goes for a gain of 31. He's been quiet all afternoon. He may have just come up with a play of the day right there, though.
Obviously, it's not the volume in what you get done. It's the quality, and that was a quality catch right there.
He'll look to throw. Able to get away. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Dante Fowler in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. They'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
The handoff, Fournette running left. And some space here. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great play there. 88 yards. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Lambeau to add on the extra point. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
That burst good for 20 and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Bortles now to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. As his guys are in for 6. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Lambeau on for the extra point. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And the Colts getting ready to go. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Dante Fowler in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for Jacksonville, they continue to make their case for the playoffs as they move to 9-3. And they will hit the road next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, for the Colts, the playoffs look to be out of reach now as they drop to 4-8. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens. That'll do it for us.